today on Divorce Court.
I basically feel like I'm the one keeping our relationship alive.
Meredith is sick and it causes us financial burden and it is taking a toll on our relationship.
Tyler cheats on me and it makes me feel like a spare tire.
Meredith is controlling and jealous and she doesn't take me at my word.
If he can take initiative in me and love me always, then I'm willing to love him forever as well.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Meredith Norton and Tyler Douglas. The two of you are engaged, but you're not quite sure whether you should get married, so you came here for my advice. You filled out my compatibility test, and given me some information about you, so I'm going to start with you, Ms. Norton. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship, what you love about him, but why you're not so sure you ought to marry him?
I love him because he is smart, he's funny. We share music compatibility.
So you like the same songs?
We like the same songs, we play the same songs. We end up saying the same phrases. We have great chemistry, but he's lazy. He does not listen very well. Doesn't ask to cook or clean or do much around the house.
Does he work?
He does work now.
Well, that's good.
Right?
I was getting worried about you, Mr. Douglas.
It took a while.
It took a while, but he's there.
He's there.
Okay, and does the money come home? Is he contributing?
He is contributing now.
Anything else that is causing you to pause?
He used to cheat on me.
I would have started with that, though, but... When you say he used to cheat on me, that's an expression that indicates that he did it on an ongoing basis.
Yes,
is that
ma'am.
accurate?
A few years.
A few years. Mr. Douglas, do you admit to having cheated on her, or has she got that wrong?
She has that wrong slightly. I will admit that I would talk to other people. I would talk to girls online, but I never did meet up with anybody or have any kind of personal relationship with anybody in person.
Okay.
So what about the Craigslist post that he posted and asked someone to come and host him while I was in the hospital?
What about the Craigslist post?
I will admit, I did do that.
So you did meet up?
A few times, actually.
I posted the post.
Right.
I never met up with somebody. I did.
What was the point of posting the post if you never meant to meet up with them?
At the time when I was tired of trying, I wanted to meet somebody else.
And then you thought better of it?
I thought better of it.
Okay. Tired of trying. What made you tired? What was going on that was difficult in the relationship?
This was when Meredith was first starting to get very sick. It would be 12 or 14 hours in the hospital, and then 8 hours at work, couple hours at home asleep, and then right back to the hospital. And
you have is it a chronic illness?
It's a severe chronic illness, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and it's an intestinal illness. It has a very long name. I'm not going to go into it. SMA
is the short term. Basically, my intestine from my heart clamps my intestine and slowly removes the processing of my intestinal tract.
So of the food going down. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's chronic.
It's chronic. I live with a tube. And
how you doing right now? I mean, does it have flare-ups, worse times and better times, or you've got it managed?
In the last few months, I've been having seizures and some medical issues. We've been having financial issues due to medical debts.
And you're 19 and you're 23.
22.
22? Oh, 22. Are your parents around?
No, all of our parents live in Texas.
Okay.
I've been on my own since I was 16. So.
You've been on your own since you were 16?
Yes, with him.
With him. Were you emancipated early, or did whoever your guardian was allow you to go with him? Or?
I was not being treated well, and I decided that leaving and doing something better for myself was the best thing to do.
And you two were dating at the time, so you decided to live together?
Yes.
Yes.
She decided to move in.
Wow. I'm gonna say something, whether I think you should be married or not or whatever, notwithstanding, mad kudos to both of you for, I mean, since you're on your own 16, this really tremendous illness, you've stuck with her, you've dealt with it, and you're on your feet and working, kudos to you. Do you believe him that he has only had emotional attachments with other women that did not lead to anything physical?
I would like to think so, yes.
Yeah, I know what we'd all like to think that. But do you believe that in your heart of hearts?
I don't think that he has the gumption to do something like that, to come home to me.
Yeah. But the emotional cheating hurts almost as much, if not more.
I could tell that he didn't pay attention to me. He didn't care about me. He didn't love on me like he normally would. He didn't compliment me.
So you felt the absence of attention and the presence of it elsewhere.
Yes.
And you can co-sign on that, Mr. Douglas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What brought you back around?
The same things that she said. We are very similar in the way that we think, the things that we like. There was just something about her that kept me from wanting to go through with cheating on her. Mm-hmm. I felt like losing that connection with her would have been worse than any kind of emotional connection I would have gotten from somebody I met on Craigslist or met online.
Right. Let me ask you this. Do you understand and are committed to the continuing needs that she will have because she has a chronic illness?
Yes, ma'am.
It's a forever thing, and you're on board with that.
Right.
And it's not an issue.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Here's the thing. Ms. Norton, you did something alarming when you found out what he was doing on the internet, and we need to talk to you. I need to talk to you about why you did it and how you feel about it.
I said, if you don't do anything, I'm gonna do something to make you realize what's going on. And if he came in on that, he saw that he would have no woman, no house, nowhere to go, only a car, and to go back to Texas to a mommy and daddy.
Ooh. So what did you do when you found out that Mr. Douglas was having emotional affairs with women?
I had my long-term friend with me of 10 years who I had basically treated like a brother and best friend, and I slept with him. And I had Tyler walk in on us.
Now, did you sleep with him at a time and place where you knew Tyler would come in and see you?
Yes, I did.
Did you want to give him the zing?
I did it to hurt him.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's the same thing.
Yeah. Do you regret that?
No. Because I want to understand that he knows that he hurt exactly the same way that I was hurting.
Mr. Douglas, that's deep. Nobody's ever said that to me before when they've done a revenge cheat like that. And we're going to talk about that in a second. Mr. Douglas, how did you get past that, or are you past that?
I'm not completely past it. I did kick her friend out. I told him, don't come back. He was living with us, so I told him, don't come back. We have issues that we need to figure out. You're not gonna help by being here. I was more angry than anything about the way she went about she basically made me walk in on the situation.
Right, yeah.
Right. Coming off of work, I'm thinking, here I am, I'm coming home, I'm doing good things.
The sucker punch nature of the proceedings.
I'm coming home and making money, or going to work and making money and coming home, and then I walk in and I hear them doing their thing in the other bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
All along, while I am supporting most of the family, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm doing everything. I repeatedly, after 3 years, asked him, and never have I done any emotional, physical, or relationships with anyone else. and ask him, please, do not do it.
Pitch
Please,
in.
please, I asked him. I said, if you don't do anything, I'm gonna do something to make you realize what's going on. And if he came in on that, he saw that he would have no woman, no house, nowhere to go, only a car, and to go back to Texas to a mommy and daddy.
Ooh. You go, girl. Whoo. Yeah. Not that I support tit for tat anything. And let me tell you why. Because it never makes anything better. It makes things, it may make him feel like you felt, but then what? At the cost of what? And if that becomes a habit, because in all marriages, there's a whole lot of not getting what you need, not getting what you want. And if your response to he's not emotional enough is to do something tit for tat, then your marriage won't work out, because there's always going to be something going on where you're not totally pleased and satisfied.
But if
I know this was extra and deep.
Or if he doesn't tell me that things are going on, or if I am not told, oh, baby, I love you, I'm so sorry, I miss you while you're in the hospital, while you're talking to other women.
I understand the nature
of,
I understand the nature of your hurt. I understand exactly why you did it. But what I'm telling you is, if you want to be married, tit for tat will not be successful.
There was no tit for tat. I understand.
No, it was.
It was a tit for tat of revenge, but I wanted him to see of, I don't want you to do this anymore. I don't want him to do this anymore.
I get that completely. I get that completely. Those kind of lessons can backfire. People die behind that stuff. That's all I'm saying. Do you believe she was misusing the pills in order just to get high?
I don't think she was using them just to get high, but she was using them in an appropriate manner.
I was using them because the Texas of laws required me to be that way.
I took a look at your compatibility tests, and after I did that, I had to go back and look at your ages. You are two of the most self-aware young people I have ever met. You said exactly what was wrong with you. You said exactly what was wrong with the other one. They coincided. They were right on point, and they were right with your story. And it shows a depth of understanding about yourself that is unusual for people of your age. I'm going to say this. Ms. Norton, you're the one who's hesitating. He asked you to marry him, and you're the one who's hesitating. What would make you comfortable enough to go ahead and do it? What could he do, if anything?
I believe that as long as he is continuing to contribute to the household, and he takes an initiative to ask me to do more things and help me, and realize that my illness is something that is going to be there forever, but I'm going to be the most functional wife that I can be. And if he can stick with that, I'll stay with that.
Okay. Mr. Douglas, what did she just say?
She said that she thinks that we would be able to be married, and that she would go ahead with marrying me as long as she feels like I can contribute more to the house, to the home, to the relationship.
That's what she said. This is what she meant. You left me hanging all by myself, and I'm scared to death that you're gonna leave me hanging all by myself yet again.
That I have a burden.
Yes, that she is completely and utterly responsible for the health, welfare of the both of you, and that you have the capacity to completely detach yourself from her and simply be a burden and no help. And she's scared to death of that. That's what she's saying.
That's what she's saying. But
what?
When she uses her illness as an excuse for taking, she takes her prescription pills.
Yeah.
And she'll zone out. She'll miss appointments. When we went to school, she would forget homework, forget her tests.
Do you think she was using her drugs inappropriately in order simply to zone out?
It seemed that way. At the time, it seemed that way.
Okay. But right now, she's the primary breadwinner and has been for some time.
Since we moved to California, yes, I would.
So there has been no pill misuse. I mean, that was a thing that happened.
That was a chronic issue. Yes, that was a daily issue.
An ongoing issue.
And that's why I would go out. I would find somebody else to talk to because she would be passed out for 14 hours in bed on pills.
But do you believe that that was a function of her illness, or do you believe she was misusing the pills in order just to get high?
I don't think she was using them just to get high, but she was using them in an appropriate manner.
I was using them because the Texas of laws required me to be that way.
Explain that.
In California, if you have a medical card, you can use cannabis. I felt like I wasn't using the prescriptions I was supposed to use to zone out. I felt like I was using them because doctors required you to take them in order to be functional.
So the narcotics were just too overpowering, and now that you've had an opportunity to change what you use to manage your illness, your SMA, you're able to function. You're fully cognizant of that, right, Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
So you don't believe what you used to believe about what she was doing?
I don't believe that she misuses pills anymore, no.
Okay, cool. You know, in the compatibility test, I look for self-awareness and compatibility, not perfection. And what I got from you two was an awareness of what you need, why you need it, where you were weak, and what you wanted it for. So I think it was just showed a great deal of compatibility. I think it truly did show that you two are on the same page and are going in the same direction. This is freaky as all get out for me. I never, ever tell a 19-year-old to go ahead and get married. I never do, because I think they're too young. I think they're too immature. I think there's too much living that they need to do in order to find that. But I also believe every once in a while that somebody is mature enough from obligation, from history, from intellect, whatever it may be, to find the right person on the first go and make it work. I know people who have. I believe you are people who can. I'm gonna give you your license. I wish you the best luck. I think he's on board with you. I think you are a fabulous couple. I think you are a strong, intelligent, capable woman, and I think you're a good dude. Don't get lazy. Remember, you know, you got to hold it up and hold it down, and you got to be in between her and the rest of the world, and you got to fight for her every time or all the time, and you got to dude up about that. Because women need that, not because we're weak, but we want it. Good luck to both of you. This matter is adjourned.
To build a strong marriage, we need to work together, and we need to not give up on each other, for sure.
And we need to be able to listen to each other and be there emotionally, mentally, compassionately.
We'll always work together, and I feel like he's going to be the man that I need him to be.